Welcome back, Book Fiends, to Wicked Good Books, a channel dedicated to books and things book adjacent. My name is Nick, and I'm the host of this channel. For today's video, we're going to do a TBR for July into August. I've got some books that I'd like to talk about, as well as books that I'm nearly finished. I'm going to read the next book in the series. First up on the TBR for July/August is Hope Island by Tim Major. I'm reading this book with my best friend for a buddy read. She picked the last one, and she didn't finish. I finished, which was Saturday Night Ghost Club, which is okay. This one was my pick. It's got some Shutter Island vibes. It's so far pretty spooky. It's about this mother who's bringing her daughter to this island that she used to go with her father during a summer retreat. Like a summer vacation kind of thing, and to tell the daughter that they are splitting up or that the father has left them. And she's going with her in-laws, which is terrifying in itself. But the island's supposed to have some spooky stuff going on. There's a movie on Netflix called The Apostle, and this book is just giving me those vibes, and I'm really curious to see how much scarier it gets. Right from the beginning, it does not let up at all. It kind of throws you right into it, and you can't tell if the mother is just hallucinating or she's actually seeing some sort of supernatural entity. But so far it's very good, and this is a newer author, so I'm really excited to check out his other book. But yeah, this is the first book of my TBR that I'm kind of slowly reading with her. I post a lot of my TBRs on Goodreads, so if you follow me on Goodreads, you'll be able to watch my progress, and every once in a while I'll chime in with a comment or commentary on how far I've gotten, how I feel about the book so far. But yeah, Hope Island, check it out. I'm also reading with my daughter Dragon Pearl, which I just picked up from Target. Pretty excited about this one. I try to read her a book at nighttime. We were reading The Lonely Robot, I think, and it was pretty good. I don't think we finished it yet. I think she might have lost interest, but this one looked really cool. It's got some kitsune sci-fi vibes, so. You still like it? Okay, well, we'll finish that one, and then we're gonna read this one.
I still, read it to me when it was bedtime, but when I was a little bit littler, or also on this size.
We're gonna read this one next, after we finish Lonely Robot, because apparently she's really enjoying that one. But I picked this one out because it looked really interesting, and I know she loves foxes. So, and I noticed that Rick Riordan presents, so I guess he's producing content now for other authors, so that's pretty cool. Another one I've been reading for a while, this one's kind of off and on. Anytime I'm reading poetry, collections of poetry or essays, such as Black and White by Brian W. Foster, I kind of take my time with them. I don't like to kind of cruise through them like I do a book, based on mood, and I kind of like reading a little bit by little bit, maybe a poem here or a poem there or an essay in 1 week, and then it takes me usually a long time to finish it. This one's really great though. If you don't know who Brian W. Foster is, he is the host of Talks Machina, and other Critical Role live shows. He's one of their dear friends, also engaged to marry the Ashley Johnson. And it's pretty awesome. The book is really intense. It's got some Hunter S. Thompson and a little bit of August Burroughs. Not as heavy as those guys, but you can definitely tell there's some deep emotional arcs in this collection of essays and short poems. And I'm definitely impressed with Brian Foster's writing ability. Not surprised, he's an amazing host and amazing interviewer. I would love to see his hand on some prose. I would love to see him write a fictional story. I think he would really excel with that. And if he were to do that, Brian, if you're watching, please do that. I would 100% buy into it and promote the hell out of it. But Black and White, check it out if you're into, they're loosely based on real life. I don't want to call it nonfiction, but yeah, it's pretty deep stuff, pretty dark stuff. So go into it knowing that. A book I decided to DNF this month is Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. Not because it's terrible, it's actually pretty amazing. I'm actually loving it so far. I'm only on chapter 3, I think. I had heard about this book because Nicholas Ames had posted about it, that he had done a review of the early, the reader's preview for it. And he told my favorite authors, and his name's on the front cover too. And I read the back, and it just seemed like this is my jam. It's fantasy with sci-fi undertones. And I started reading it, and I noticed that it was very similar to the book I'm writing. They're very different, but it was starting to affect the way I was thinking creatively and kind of throwing me off and making me a little anxious about my own writing, or at least the direction I was going in. So I decided to stop reading it for now until I finished my book, mostly because I don't want it to affect the decisions I make or affect the way I'm writing, and it was. It is really great though. I highly recommend you check it out. It has to do with siblings in this post-apocalyptic fantasy world, trying to find one another as both belong to the two separate factions that divvy up this continent. And there's some crazy tech fantasy magic going on, and I think fans of Stormlight Archive especially would really dig this one. So if you haven't heard of it, check it out. This just came out in July, but really great. I look forward to picking it back up again. Next up on the TBR is 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I've heard really great things about this one. This is also a book that I was told by someone who was beta reading my own work that would inspire me on my book. So I'm really excited about checking it out and seeing what I can take from it. I don't think I'll have the same issues that I did with Ashes of the Sun, but I'm definitely checking this one out. It's not next on the roster, but it'll hopefully be mid-August that I'll get to this one. All right, now the 2 books that I'm actually actively reading right now, other than Hope Island on this TBR, is Morning Star by Pierce Brown. Man, I consumed the first 2 books in the series. I think last time we talked, when I was doing my book haul for June, I was talking about Golden Sun and how much I was enjoying it, and that is tenfold so far for Morning Star. I'm almost halfway through it. I almost don't want it to end, but I need to know what happens to these characters. I love this world so much. Shout out to Books with Brittany for putting me onto this one and getting me to cave in and finally check it out. There's a lot of hype around it with a lot of my friends, and I just didn't, I wasn't in the mood, or I kind of wanted to wait, do it on my own time, and Brittany convinced me to get over it and check it out. I'm so happy she did. It is quickly becoming one of my favorite book series of all time, and depending on how this book ends, it might hit top 10 status, which is a big deal for me. But I'm very excited to see how this one concludes. So much so that I went out and I bought the other 2, Iron Gold and Dark Age, in the series because I'm 100% invested. I also heard that they're making a TV show about this series, which could be amazing or terrible. I think it'll be amazing, depending on if it's done right. I really enjoyed the Expanse TV show, so if they do anything like that with a little higher budget, I think it'll be an amazing product for people to check out. If you're sleeping on this one like I was, please go run to the store and check it out. It is so awesome, especially if you're a fan of Dune, if you're a fan of the old game Red Faction from PlayStation, if you like the game Destiny. These are all the kind of vibes that I get. I mean, a lot of times I'm reading this story, I forget that it's science fiction, that it's, takes place on Mars, but it almost feels like this Greek epic told in a sci-fi setting, and it's wonderful, and I can't wait to see how it ends. And so check it out if you haven't already. Lastly, Sword of Kai Gan by M.L. Wang. I'm trying so hard to finish this book. I started last month during my last Airbender binge with my family. I was really digging it. I only got, I want to say, chapter 5 or 6. Really enjoying it so far. The beginning's a little slow, but I don't mind it. It reminds me a lot of Summer Wars, at least the family dynamic, the anime Summer Wars. Really enjoying it. I've heard such great things from multiple booktubers and multiple friends saying to finish this story. So I'm really excited to check it out and check out other works by this author. I actually think I just read somewhere that she is working on her next series, which is going to be like a Fullmetal Alchemist homage or inspired world. So that sounds amazing. That's right up my alley. So I can't wait to check that one out. But for now, Sword of Kai Gan, I'm determined to get through this one in August, right after Morning Star. I think I'm actually going to do Morning Star, Sword of Kai Gan, and finally, Book 4 in the Wheel Time series, Shadow Rising. I've been waiting for this one for a while. I'm actually buddy reading this with a good friend of mine back in New Hampshire, and he's been begging me to get to it because he's waiting to read from me. But I'm very excited to get back into this world and see what the Taviran squad's up to. If you haven't checked out Wheel of Time and you're debating on it, at least get through the first book before the show comes out, because the show is probably going to be amazing. The casting already is spot on. I can't wait to see set photos. But the series truly is one of the greatest fantasy series of all time, and I highly recommend you check it out. But yeah, that's what I'm reading this month. A lot of that was poured over from July into August. I'm hoping to get through most of these and post my reviews on Goodreads. As far as my actual individual book reviews go, if there's any books that I've talked about that I've read, or you see that I've read on Goodreads and you'd like me to do a video of, let me know. I don't want to make book reviews of books that people don't want to hear me talk about. I'd rather put out content that you guys want to see, as well as content I want to make. However, I did get these beautiful 7 bookshelves donated to the channel. Very excited about it. I'm very excited to show you all my books now out of storage and on the shelf. So it's really good. first time in years actually, as well as some new lights that I'm kind of messing with. I'm not 100% happy with the setup just yet, but I'm gonna play around with it a bit and see the aesthetic for each video, and hoping to get a more consistent look for each video. But as of right now, I'm just shooting this for fun, like I said in the previous video. Hoping by Black Friday I can invest in a better camera. Right now I'm just using my iPhone, which seems to be doing pretty fine for what these are. But I'm looking forward to Black Friday sales and maybe kind of score a nice A7S II. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for tuning into Wicked Good Books. I appreciate your support. If you like the channel and like the content that I'm producing, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I had some more videos on the way, so I'm excited to put that out for you guys. I won't be shooting as consistent as I'd like to be with the new baby here and a little bit of my writing project that I'm working on, as well as working a full-time job. So I'm hoping to get more content out to you guys sooner than later. I'd like to try and get around 2 to 3 videos a month, minimal for now. This is just for fun right now, so I'm just kind of having fun with it. But if there are any videos you guys would like to see me do specifically, I'd love to hear them in the comments. So drop a comment down below with any content that you think would be interesting to see from my perspective, or that you'd like to hear me talk about. I would love that, honestly love that from you guys. But again, thanks again for stopping by, and stay wicked.